Hello everybody, it's Christine. It is time for a Color Rush Studio design team layout. And what I've got here is I still have plenty of paper, you guys. Look at all this. I still have all this. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do. So I also have this little, let me take this little picture real quick. So this is actually us on the last night of our cruise. And this was our two servers here. I do have their names written down. I cannot remember them off the top of my head right now, but I think that's James and I forget her name. I've got them written down. But anyways, this is just us at last night at dinner. I may trim this down just a hair because it's a little off, you know, or I may just leave it and allow it to be an embellishment section. But anyways, that's the picture I have. And what I want to do, I know, I'm sorry. I have this, I just love this piece of paper. You can read it. It talks about immense joy. I may go through, I haven't decided if I'm going to like maybe highlight some kind of way, some of the words or something. I'm not really sure. But I think I'm going to trim this down, put it on top of this little diagonal stripe. But the other thing I kind of want to do, I happened to look at this paper again. I think one of the other design team members mentioned it during her review. I don't remember which one, or unboxing rather. And I didn't really notice it when I first opened this, but this is a wreath. Now, and this is a little wreath, you know, with a little center there. And technically this is all kind of in a curve. But anyway, the point is, I know our last kit, there was actually a wreath, but I'm contemplating cutting this out because I've used the back side of this already before. I think I can maybe, I might could do it where I could use this one more time if I'm smart about it. But I'm thinking I might kind of have it come out from here. So it's not in the center. I'm thinking kind of have it come out from here so I could put my, put my photo on it. And so I'll have it kind of here. I have a few tags I've cut out that may go up there, or I may just go ahead and cut out, since I'm going to be cutting out as a wreath, there's going to be these other florals that I can make work. So that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. So then these will be my last pages here for another layout. That's what I'm kind of thinking. And I'm thinking I might call it like last dinner or something. And again, I still have, you guys, these pieces here. I haven't really got too much. I've used some of my pom-pom. I haven't, oh, there's other little wreaths here, you guys. So I could even, that's even the same basically. So I might could even like, well, it's got a square kind of, but I might could even like mimic that up there with a small one. That might be neat. But I still have all these little pieces. I don't know how much florals I've got left because I have dug into my florals. Oh, I have a little resin piece left. I still have these though. I love these little pieces here. I haven't figured that out yet. I have to think on it. I definitely love these butterflies. So these butterflies may come into play. Even though technically we're on a boat, it doesn't matter. I think these butterflies are so pretty. Look at that, you guys. They're kind of, I've mentioned this in my unboxing, but they've got like a little fabric texture to them. And then there's this gold. That's so pretty. So what I need to do is trim this down. I'll probably gut this because that's a really pretty little floral too. And start cutting this out. I need to take I think what I'm going to do is take my X-Acto knife. I need to make sure I pay attention where the wreath is. And so that way maybe I can shave just a ½ inch or something. Keep it as a possibility to use as another frame. So let me do that piece. And also I'll probably mount this on white cardstock, you guys. You know what I could do? This comes on a little piece of paper. Maybe I can do that. Anyways, let me do a few bits of homework here and I'll be back on in just a minute. Okay, everybody, just a real quick check-in. Only because I've cut this wreath out. I used my knife to just cut my craft knife to kind of come around. And I wanted to show you the pieces that I did do. So if you decide you want to try to do the wreath, you can do that. I had to cut, obviously, because there's some overlap of the pattern. So I had to cut into a few little pieces. But this is still usable. This could still be cut out. And then I've gotten these. And I'm going to come around in here in just a moment. And I'll cut some of these out. And I do still have this little bit here that if I wish to, I can use as a frame. So that is what I've got going on. I will be back on in a minute after I have finished cutting this little guy out. I may actually cut this. I might cut him in a little bit narrower here. But anyway, I'll cut this out and I'll be back on in a minute. Okay, you guys, quick check-in, I guess again. I have cut this little wreath out of the paper here that I showed you. And I remember I was going to use this as my board, or my border rather. I decided, why waste this frame? Why cut up my beautiful diagonal stripe yet? So I'm going to actually trim this and make this be my frame now. I've decided, because why not? Because I already cut it. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm thinking in my head, the right place to cut it might be around here. And I'll end up there. Now I haven't mounted this or anything yet, but I'm kind of imagining maybe this is going to come down here. You guys, I don't have a tile or anything yet. I haven't figured that out. Maybe that's down there like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I have to see. I might bring this to the other side. I haven't figured that part out yet. So I think this is where I'm going to cut, though. I mean, I want to kind of cut along there, right? So I think that's going to be my plan. Yeah. So let me trim these. Sorry, I have to think a little bit, but I'll be back on, and you'll see where we're at. You guys, I'm so sad. I just sat and recorded an entire voiceover and then hit the wrong button and didn't save it. So that's unfortunate. So what I've done, let me think if I could remember what I was even saying to you guys. I mean, obviously I can watch my own video, so that's good, but darn it, that's unfortunate, because I'm sure I said some really witty things. I mean, I'm sure it was the best voiceover you would have ever heard. All right, so what I've done is I've used Nuvo glue to glue down the wreath on the left side, because I'm going to trim off that right side in just a minute. But I did decide on my photo, so I had put it on white cardstock, and I decided it just wasn't quite enough. It wasn't going to show up quite enough. So I decided to go ahead and use the center of that wreath, the little purple plaid. Now, the really sad part is I pointed out there was a little flower in the middle of that wreath that I could have fussy cut. And if I thought it through, I would have done that before I mounted the picture, but I did not. And I completely forgot. And that is my second paper. So second time I've used this paper. So, oh well, it's okay. So I've trimmed off the right-hand side of the wreath. I'm going to use my Nuvo glue to glue down the left-hand side. And I think this looks really pretty. I'm not going to pretend this isn't a design I've not seen before. I've seen it done with, basically solid circles. I've seen it done with other wreaths. I've seen it done with, actually rectangle papers or whatever. It's just that whole almost like it's wrapping around the back side of the page, right? And you're kind of bringing it all the way around to the front again. But I just love this. I think this looks really pretty, and I'm happy with it. So I'm going to tuck my photo down in there, and then I'm going to get into... What do I do next? Oh, I've already got the font. So, okay, I've already pulled out my title. I pulled out Last Night from the enamel thickers. And then I've also kind of gone through all the little sentiments. And I pulled out Celebration. So the title is actually Last Night Celebration. Because this photo, I'll just tell you real quickly, since you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm just gluing down the letters here. This was the last night of our cruise, and we had dinner in the dining room. I'm going to tell y'all a little tip too, by the way. We kind of looked at, there's a main dining room, and that's included in your package, and, et cetera, et cetera. You go, and it's this main dining room. You can pay to eat at other restaurants on the boat, but I'm going to tell you right now, it was pricey. We were actually going to do it Christmas Eve, because that was the night my daughter's, her fiance was going to propose, and we knew that, so we thought maybe we'll have dinner there. But frankly, guys, it was going to cost $1,000 for the 6 of us to eat there. It was ridiculous. It was like, no. And frankly, the food in the main dining room is phenomenal. And the service is phenomenal. The only difference, of course, is you're in a main dining room, so it's kind of open in a way. I mean, it's not in a way. It's open in the sense of it's a really big room, and all the tables, you can kind of see and look around and all that. And then I guess an advantage of one of the restaurants might be that it's more private. But frankly, we were so happy. These were the greatest little servers, so sweet. Really got to know them. The lady traveled a lot, and I'm so sorry. I really got to know them, and I've forgot her name. I've got it written down, but she travels all the time. She's from, I think she said she's from Beijing, if I'm not mistaken. And then James was from, I want to say, Jamaica. So I love how when you get these servers, they're international, and you get to learn, different things. And I just really enjoy that. So honestly, we do not regret eating every night in that dining room. It was totally fine. So again, tip, if you go on a cruise, just eat in the main dining room. You get great food anyways. And you get all you can eat, essentially. You order anything you want off that menu. So totally fine. All right, so I have done rambled on about the food, or the dining room. And now what I'm doing here is I'm taking my ephemeras, and I did pull out the birds. I pulled out 1, 2, 3, 4 birds, I think it is. A couple of them are the ephemera cardstock, and then one's like a vellum one. And I'm just tucking all this stuff in and around amongst these leaves of this wreath here, and these flowers of this wreath, because I also pulled out a lot of the vellum flowers. And again, I'm just kind of tucking these in and around and everywhere. And then I'm not going to use foam on any of the flowers, I don't believe. Like I said, I did use foam up underneath the word celebration, and I'll use some foam up underneath the birds when I get to it. I think I'm still kind of organizing right here. I start to stick the butterflies down. They are self-adhesive. I don't know that I even realized that until I started pulling them out of the package. It's actually really good adhesive too, by the way. Really, really good. They're just really beautiful. They're layered. They have a little texture to them. I've mentioned this a couple times. You could tell by looking that they had like a fabric-y texture to them. And I love the little bodies. They're made out of like a gold enamel. And then they have little antennas that are like printed on acetate, gold printed on acetate. So they're really beautiful butterflies. And they just look phenomenal inside these little wreaths. So I'm going to stick these around in there. I feel bad. I wasn't actually looking at my screen here. I was looking at the layout, so I don't know what I've glued down and what I haven't. I use my Nuvo glue to glue down the acetate, the vellum pieces, though, and underneath the little gold pieces. And then, okay, this is where I'm putting the foam underneath the birds. So I put the foam up underneath the top of the bird, like the head, and then I'll use my ATG gun to glue down the bottom part, because I really just want the lift on some of the pieces. And so I'm going to do that. And then the next thing I do, this is where I'm going to put the last of these little butterflies here. I think I started to stick the butterflies down. I thought, I haven't glued anything else down. I need to get it all glued down before I put any more butterflies down. But I'll end up putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 butterflies. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I've got 5 butterflies. If you count one more, you guys, oh no, 1, 2, 3. No, I've counted this the 3rd time, so there's got to be 5. If you see one more, you're welcome to comment. Anyways, I did that. Now I decided, you know what, I bet I got some sequins or something. So sure enough, I went over and I had this bag of sequins. I have no idea where I got these. And they're so pretty. They're kind of makes me sad because there's like tiny little microscopic butterflies in here. There's a few different colors of the like round normal sequins. There's like a little 5-star flower thing in there. There's a few little crystals, but it's a perfect little color match to everything. I don't, like I said, this did not come with this kit, but it's perfect. And I just had it in my stash. So I'm just going to take my art glue here and I'm going to take my picker and I'm just going to put sequins all around. So I'm not going to make you sit and watch it because it takes me for a few minutes, let me just say. But that's how it looks, you guys. Isn't this beautiful? I love that script. I decided not to highlight any particular words because I thought that might take away from the overall design, but you can definitely read some of the words, and I think it's just lovely. So you guys, make sure you do the like and subscribe. I haven't mentioned that in a while. Make sure you do like and subscribe so you get notified when I put new videos up. And then also below, don't forget I've got the Instagram, Facebook, link to the website. Use Christine10 to get your 10% off, and we will see you next time. Bye.